Hello, my loves. Welcome to today's reading. So, if you click today's reading, you want to know all about your next 2 weeks. Great. We're going to skip to it. Right before we start, I'm really trying to pronounce words correctly because the previous reading, I'm also embarrassed of the previous reading. If you checked it out, you might notice that my pronunciation was not the greatest. I'm still working on it. I have an excuse. It's still not an excuse though. I still need to work on it, so I'm doing that. Dental splint, I'm working with it. Hopefully you find this video much better in terms of angle. We fixed that, guys. We finally did it. Also the quality of my speech too. So hopefully I'm trying really hard to work here. Let's see how this works. Hopefully that works great. Hopefully you enjoy it. For those who are new to this channel or this concept of pick a card readings, the way it works is that you have a couple of piles to choose from. Sometimes it can be crystals there, items, but each pile has a specific reading. So just try to feel which group attracts your attention the most. It can be an unexplainable pull. It's just your attention gets drawn to one and another pile more than the rest. It can happen that you're attracted to more than one pile. In that case, that means that there are messages for that in that pile for you as well, or there's similar messages. Feel free to watch as many of the videos as you find helpful to your situation and as many of the piles as you feel pulled towards too. But once you're done actually to choose a new pile, what you do is scroll down to the comment section below or to the description box and choose the time step that corresponds to your pile that you chose. Then you're going to be skipped ahead and watch all about your, in this case, 2 next weeks, the progress in the next 2 weeks. Yay! So that's been said, today we have 3 cards to choose from. First, just feel the energy here like this, which one attracts your attention the most. And I'm going to introduce them one by one by flipping them and seeing the images. So group number 1, we have the Abracadabra, 34 or number 7. Group number 2, we have Day and Night with number 1. Group number 3, we have Touch the Sky with 32 or 5, if we look at it in a different way. So whichever group calls your attention the most. No need to rush, you can pause the video if you like to, but I'm gonna go ahead and start with group number 1. Hello group number 1, welcome to your reading. So if you chose the card that we're gonna shuffle right now and see which card that is, then this is a reading for you and all about your next 2 weeks. So let's shuffle in and see what card you chose, technically, by now. But group number 1, next 2 weeks. The main theme of the group number 1. Oh, Abracadabra. With number 7, if you add 3 and 4. On the back we have the My Home is My Castle and the Eva, which is sometimes about the sea, but it's worth mentioning that both of the sides show a situation. So if you have something negative on one side and something positive on the other, it could be showing the transition. So this card, I generally perceive it as something negative. Well, not negative, like it's a deceit card, like deceiving something. And then we have the My Home, My Castle. So it could be that something that didn't really work out before or something that was not clear enough. Eva can also talk about lack of clarity too here. All of a sudden changes, and those changes are happening within the comforts of your home for a lot of you, because we have the My Home is My Castle. So it could also talk about changes within your home, but it could also talk about changes within your environment in general, like within something that has a structure. So it could be about your work environment, it could be something about your something that has a building involved in it, basically. So that could be your home, that could be your job if you're physically going to a location to work. So some changes, some positive changes, some miraculous changes are happening. A situation maybe resolves positively, maybe a situation that included lack of clarity or deceit gets resolved. Or maybe just a situation where you had no clarity and it just gets cleared out. You get more kind of control and more vision on what's up to come next. All right. So let's put this aside and let's shuffle in your tarot cards. They're going to explain a little bit more about this Abracadabra situation and what it has to do with. So group number 1, let's see where your changes for the next 2 weeks are. Group number, okay, this one. We have Justice, all right. Let's get you one more. All right, with this one, we have the Page of Cups. And this one here. And the Ace of Swords, which can talk about clarity that we mentioned before. On the back we have the Seven of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, this can involve a situation that develops basically, because usually when I'm getting Seven of Pentacles, I'm thinking about something that you already put your effort into, and it kind of transforms and changes, and you get like, it's more of a like absorbing what you already have done. And on the back we have like getting something new, something more exciting, a new opportunity perhaps. It could be also talking about somebody bringing you this opportunity forward, since we also have the Page of Cups. But we'll go one by one and explore the full situation of what's happening for you in the next 2 weeks. So Justice, Page of Cups, and Ace of Swords. Now, with all we have so far, with the clues that we're getting from the Spirit, it looks like there's going to be some changes, most likely in your professional environment, or something that involves legal affairs. It could be legal affairs. Honestly, considering how this card came so various in a lot of readings, it can be anything. So it can be literally when you're trying to get a new job or a new position, and you have to sign new documents, or maybe you enroll into studies and you have like to sign some documents, right? Sometimes they can refer to buying property, selling property, everything that has to do some sort of legal bureaucracy procedures in between. This card can come through. Now with the Page of Cups, makes me think that those changes were going to come with either way a fresh perspective on something. So you could talk about you're getting this exciting new perspective on something, and kind of like you see progress and clarity in the situation. Or it can talk about somebody else bringing this clarity, these feelings to you. Basically, considering how the Page of Cups is next to the Ace of Swords, makes me think that somebody who cares for you will bring this clarity towards. So they might bring a thought or a realization or news perhaps that kind of emotionally will make you excited, or they will bring this excitement, and then there's some clarity coming from this. Considering how it's next to Justice, this can talk about a situation that has to do with like legal procedures. So if you are applying for a job and you want a promotion, for instance, maybe that is what is happening through. We'll see more of it, my loves. We'll shuffle more cards, we'll see more of it. But so far what we have here is that there might be news coming from, or at least some sort of emotional shake that's gonna bring this clarity to you. So some sort of new emotion that you will experience from this information received, or this interaction with a person. It can also refer to you as this person, so you might get all of a sudden an insight that's going to excite you, give you this new perspective, or news that you might hear and you will get like all excited, and then the clarity comes through. Basically, in the next 2 weeks, something gets resolved. There's a little bit, at least in the very least, a little to a lot of progress in a certain situation that has to do with your, as we saw before, some sort of establishment. It could be home, can sometimes refer to what we had there. We had the Eva, but we also had the home card here. So this can refer to your second home. For some of us, because we spend so much time, it could be work environment. So if you physically go from one place to another, it could talk about this new place where you're working, new place, like basically the physical space where you work. It could also refer to your home. It depends. So those news can come in that environment, in that physical setting, basically. And those changes might have to do with that. Work related, maybe you work from home, you're a freelancer, they can also talk about that. Some sort of clarity happens within the next 2 weeks, and there's some sort of progress, some sort of like push through, basically. A little bit of breakthrough. Now, let's see a bit more, and maybe we see more what those breakthroughs could talk about. So, focus. Okay, it could be that maybe your focus is getting cleared. What that means is that perhaps you're making your mind up about something, or a situation just looks more clear. Because Eva, remember, we said it talks about deceiving something, like it could be also self-deception. On the back we have abundance. That's good, because we have pretty nice vibe here. And purification, I get clarity. So, it feels like you're making up your mind about something, or you get a clarity of sense of direction of a sort, if you put it in other words. With the focus here, it makes me think that there's gonna be a concentration of your attention to something. So if you felt lost, we all feel like that at some point of our time, there's going to be some new, fresh feeling that's going to give you clarity regarding your job, career, perhaps your general life direction for some of you. But there's a clarity coming through. Like there's just a clarity that probably is going to come in the comfort of your home or your job, some sort of physical setting. That clarity refers to a situation that is linked to that. So let me shuffle you one more. Yeah, just ignore that. It was my awkwardness that made it fall like this. Okay, let's get you one more card here, and I'm not sure if this one speaks up to me. Okay. Okay, a time to give rather than take. On the back we have confidence is the key to success and hold your vision. So whenever the hold your vision comes through, it makes me think that there is a situation that you have been following up to, maybe a trace of thought that you can, a track of thought of a sort that you were thinking about a lot. For instance, it could be if you're thinking about what to do with your career, this could be a situation that refers to that, a really long, ongoing thought about what to do with your career. Perhaps it refers to your general sense of direction. So this could also be that you're trying for a long time to figure things out. Basically, this refers to long time progress, that kind of you just follow a situation for a long time. And the confidence is the key to success. It makes me think that you will regain confidence as you receive clarity, and also you will get like new perspectives on this. And maybe even a new focus, so you can move towards something grand, because we had the abundance on the back of this deck. Yeah, of this deck here. So we had the abundance here. So there's a promise of something really prosperous, but in the next few weeks you regain clarity, focus. I feel like you get more gathered. You get a sense of excitement and new direction, perhaps even. Possibly in your professional career environment. I don't see that much about love. It could be. But I think this has to do more of a self-progress, self-development, kind of like either a career or something that has to do with your life purpose, career, sense of direction. That's kind of the energy that it feels like here. Now to our main card. So we have the time to give rather than take, new moon in Virgo. Potentially that could mean that you're a Virgo or have a Virgo placement in one of your prominent charts in your natal chart. That could be your moon, moon, sun, rising. If you relate to career, thinking patterns, maybe like sense of direction here, you might also have placements in Mercury perhaps, or somewhere there in terms of your Virgo here. That aside, this can talk about the fact that there's more work coming forward. So yes, you regain the clarity, but there's some sort of new progressions happen after you kind of fix your focus on something. It's logical, right? When we have a sense of direction, when we finally get clarity on how to act in the situation, we act on the situation, and there's the time of action. So this could potentially talk that this could potentially mean that there's going to be a lot of a time when you have to make decisions, you have to take action. And still, remember, we have the abundance card in one of the situations that it involves here. So this would bring prosperity. You get a sense of clarity, and give rather than take means that it will come the period when you have to take it, like it comes back to you, right? What you planted basically grows up, and you can get the goods out of it. But for the meantime, you get the focus in the next 2 weeks. You get the sense of clarity. Maybe you get an opportunity coming towards your way, and you act on it. And that's how it looks here. For the next 2 weeks, you act on it. All right, so let me get you one more card about your situation. Storm fields. Lots of changes happening. On the back, we have Boland Collector, and then we have the Balance and Act. Okay. So, lots of changes. When the storm fields comes through, this can talk about a lot of areas of your life literally changing. Because on the way of how we have the setting so far, the storm fields can refer to changes. So when we make a decision, when we decide to move to something, when we decide to even like focus and make decisions towards a new direction of a sort, obviously this will shake things up in our old settings. So I feel like it's not a negative card in this case. I don't feel that it's a negative card. Especially with number 9 here, but I do feel like it has to do with the fact that it's gonna change up a lot of areas. So you make up your mind about something. There might be also an opportunity coming through. There might be that insight and clarity might come from an external source that's gonna lift up your spirits, make you feel excited, motivated, or it can come literally to you. This Page of Cups can refer to you. Once you make this clarity, this decision, there's a lot of changes that will happen in the next. Like you see the sequence here. We start with the focus. We go with giving, like making happening the situation, like giving your time, the situation, developing, making decisions, and then we have the storm fields. So obviously there will be a time when things will start changing based on the actions. So the sequence looks like this. I hope you know what I mean. We start with focus, with clarity, then we go with taking actions, and then we see changes happening, which is usually a chaotic process because old patterns kind of have to break. But we have a promise of abundance once again. Bond collector with number 1 and balancing act. Yes, with the balancing act, it makes me think there's going to be a lot of things to take hold of and like move along with the changes. There's going to be a lot of changes happening, obviously. But next 2 weeks, once again, repeat myself like a broken record, but the next 2 weeks promise a sense of clarity, a direction, and maybe even some decision making already happening within a situation that has to do with your either way life purpose, generally your life direction, could be also your career. We don't have much about romance here. It is referring to your career most likely, or your general sense of direction basically. Okay, I hope my pronunciation is okay. I can't really tell because last time I was too relaxed. I assumed my pronunciation is going to be great because for those who are new here, yeah, I have a dental splint, so it's making things harder for me to talk. But we're working on it, folks. We're working on it. So this is actually going to be your last card. Yeah, this is going to be your last card. Let's see what else can we see about the situation. So far, clarity, yeah, progress within your, I would say even within yourself too. But let's see what else can we see about the situation. Maybe something else, something new, an insight here that we might get. Group number 1. Go to the sea. Number 7. Now, I've been noticing number 7s quite often. I don't know why. It might be prominent for you. Number 7 here. We had on the back of the deck number 7s here and there. And also we have number 7 here. Then we have between the worlds. Again, about, changes from one side to another. And new life. Okay. So once again, we're going to this sequence. As you can see, the events develop in this sequence. So this would be the farthest kind of progress. Could be even linked beyond the 2 weeks. So going to the sea. This makes me think about progress, long-term progress, kind of like when you set your goal, when you set your focus, when you set your goals and sense of direction, just go with it. Just go with it. So yeah, there is some sort of clarity, sense of direction, sense of purpose, and kind of like, or an opportunity from somebody coming forward, and it kind of clears out things for you. But the clarity, the kind of more peacefulness feels here, and to a certain degree, because later on, as I said, you will be making decisions based on this new realization of yours, and that's going to shake up things in a positive direction because we have changes here, obviously to get to your new type of life, your new life, literally. That is going to be a result of your decisions, of your realization and clarity of mind and focus that you gain in the next 2 weeks. Obviously, for this transition to happen, there has to be some sort of shake-up here and there. And we have this little shake-up here ongoing. Don't be afraid of this. This happens quite often. This is usually the tower moment, but the tower moment leads to positive changes. Like it always is a change. Like changes that kind of reshape your future. And we saw an abundance card over there in the situation. This promises you a pretty good future, my love. So don't freak out by the storm fields. It's a natural progress of every change. So the go to the sea means that there's going to be progress once you set up things right. You shift through the situation here. Possibly like your social circle might change, or those changes will be happening with the help your social circle that is currently there. It could be both, actually. Claim whatever resonates. And yeah, you're moving forward to your new life based on the clarity that you gain on some sort of new ideas. So yeah. So let's summarize for the 100th time, because I feel like I've been talking like a broken record, basically. Just mention all the things that in different words, but the same information. But let's just sum it up, right? So with the abracadabra number 7, there's lucky changes happening. With the lucky changes, in this case, I think that it happened from a realization of a sort. They might be happening from some sort of life purpose or work-oriented environment. It can happen in the comforts of your home, and that can refer to physical setting, basically in your actual home or your work. But regardless, you might be getting it either way from this Page of Cups person, so somebody with excitement, with a new fresh perspective on something, or it might refer to you being this Page of Cups, which you might get a new sense of ambition, perhaps a new excitement about something. This might give you a clarity about a situation, a new perspective where you can fix your focus on something. So in general, how to put it in simple words, you're going to be able to make a decision you're going to be able to shift your focus and kind of get a clarity on the situation and then act on it. Now, the storm fields and this go to the sea makes me think about more of a like long-term progress that happens a little bit after your 2 weeks, probably in the end of 2 weeks, a little bit after. And it talks about the changes. So once you get this clarity here, obviously you're going to make some decisions. They're going to shape up a little bit, like shift up a little bit your current situation, and then they're going to give you this progress through which you keep on sliding towards a really good future, because we had an abundance card on the back of the deck. Whew, I think I've talked too fast. I'm not sure. I'm sorry if I do. I'm trying to catch on the information here. But yeah, that's kind of how it looks like. I hope it was we're able to follow. I really hope I was able to make it clear. I was really trying to pronounce words clear with this dental splint here. Hopefully it was clear. But yeah, I have a feeling it was fast, so I'm sorry for that. But that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed the reading. Let me know in the comment section below what resonated, what didn't. Feel free to claim as many messages as resonate here. And yeah, good luck on your prosperous future. Be brave. You got it. You will get some clarity, it looks like. So that's a good start. All right, have a wonderful day, and I'll be seeing you in the next readings. Bye. Hello, group number 2s. Welcome to your reading. So if you chose the card that is not shuffled yet, and we're going to shuffle it right now, then this is your reading about your next 2 weeks. And basically, we're going to cover everything intuitively, what's coming forward, the biggest main points, basically. It can be your career, it can be your love life, it can be your overall life progress, whatever it is. We're going to have a look into it and, yeah, explore it. So let's see what card you chose, technically. Okay, group number 2. What card? What's happened basically in the next 2 weeks for you? Group number 2. All right. Day and night. Let me just get a hint here. On the back we have new direction, and then we have liberty. New direction and liberty. That's kind of similar message to group number 1. So maybe you were attracted to group number 1. But I do feel like new beginnings are happening. So you have the number 1 here, and day and night. Day and night, there is... Oh, oopsie. I keep forgetting this table gets shaken up quite easily. Sorry for that. So, day and night. Now, first thing first, when I got this card, the first thought that I had is that you're going to have a lot of deliberation about something. So, there might be something that occupies a big amount of your thoughts. It could be maybe a decision that you want to make towards something. Now, the new direction and deliberation could be either way moving from your relationships. That one message is that you're moving from your relationships currently. Relationships that don't serve you right, perhaps, or you're basically, it feels like you're leaving something. You're making up your mind whether you should leave that and move on to something new, or maybe you have a new idea and you want to start it. But that means that you have to kind of free yourself from something else, you know? So this day and night situation kind of makes me think either first about this change, right? And second about the fact that you're going to have a lot of thoughts about deliberation, like, you know, this black and white kind of situation, this or that, this or that, this or that. Right. Number 1 makes me think about new changes and about the fact that, yes, there is some sort of ending and beginning cycle that you have to make a decision about. I feel like I'm getting another message here, confirmation of the previous theoretical appliances to your situation, is that I think you might have an idea. Yes, I feel like looking at this girl and she has like this sun in her hands and she looks like she's in thought, right? I feel like you have this idea and you want to change your situation to this like Dane situation, but you're deliberating. There's something stopping you. Maybe a fear of moving and losing something that in the process. But honestly, as it happened for group number 1, in the process there's always a shake-up. Obviously, if you move from one situation to another, there's going to be changes that one way or another will require you to leave something behind and get something new in, the one that you want to attract into your life. Yes, that's that. Let's move to your tarot cards. We're going to see the situation this involves around and get a little bit more clarity about what this is about. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so new insights, like lucky changes and twists, could be new ideas. Then we have the Six of Cups, which can talk about memories and past, like thinking about your past quite a bit. And then the Five of Swords, about defeats or about leaving a situation. Okay, fine. It's kind of confirmation of what we saw before. We have the Nine of Wands on the back. So this can talk about the aftermath of a situation, like when you feel exhausted, kind of like the after battle effect, when you feel like you stayed in a situation for a long time and you feel like already kind of exhausted. Or it could be that you already finished the situation, you kind of feel like, phew, this feeling like, phew, after the battle. So it might be a situation that kind of drags along and makes you think a lot about this. So there's a lot of pressure on you about what choice to take. And strength. So you will find the strength to, move from this like situation that tires your thought, tires your mind. I'm trying to pronounce words correctly. Yeah. So what do we have from our main cards here? Let's see how they look in the camera. It looks fine. So Wheel of Fortune, Six of Cups, Five of Swords. So once again, I'm getting the feeling here that you want to leave something behind. It could be that you're moving from a general life situation. You want to move on and leave something behind. It could be talking about relationships. So you want to leave a relationship that doesn't serve you right and move on because we have the Cups energy. In general, this is an impactful situation. So it impacts your life. So whatever that refers to your romance, perhaps, or platonic connections, or it can also refer to your job and money situation or education, something career-wisely, right, professionally. Whatever that is, it is impactful to life. So whatever you're right now thinking about and it's really impactful, this could refer to that situation. Because this impacts your life. I feel like this is kind of like life direction impactful. And so there's this new beginning, new chance, like even taking, kind of like sometimes the Wheel of Fortune can feel to me like a leap of faith, kind of like this Fool kind of card. Because it's very like sudden. It's like very... it's just like, it pops in there. It sometimes can be as ethereal and light as a thought. It just came to you, a realization, a possibility that just came from your guides, for instance, like just a thought that came from nothing, like not physically nothing, And then you have like thinking about the past, maybe comparing situations, because the Six of Cups can talk about attachments to our memories, like memories of the past, rosy memories, good memories. Maybe you deliberate about the good stuff that happened in this situation. So if you're thinking about your career, it could be that you're thinking about the good stuff that happened in this career and whether it's worth actually to take the risk and leave this for this new idea or new opportunity that you have in mind or in your life coming through, and whether that's actually worth leaving. Because on one side, Wheel of Fortune can talk about beginnings, can talk about new project's realization. And from the other side, we have the Five of Swords, which talks about finishing stuff, about leaving the situation, about like defeating a certain situation, but mainly about leaving the situation in this case. So you see, and in between, there's the memories that you think about. The memories, the situations that you kind of like try to evaluate. And that's maybe what creates this small delay. I feel like there's a small delay. You're trying to weigh your options and kind of make the right decisions. I feel like here you will be making the right decision, and it feels like probably you're going to find the strength and move on, because as we saw from the situation on the back and the front of the deck here, we have the Nine of Wands, which talks about exhaustion. Okay, I perceive it as exhaustion. It doesn't exactly talk about exhaustion, but sometimes it can talk about this, and I perceive it as such, because it feels like an aftermath of a situation. And then the Strength, which kind of obviously talks about being brave, having the strength to move on, having the strength to act on things that you thought before. And I think you're going to be doing this, yeah. There is a moving on here from a situation. Okay, enough about that. Let's get you some more clarity from our oracle cards. So what else can we see? Group number 2 about your situation. Oh, this one. Purity. Very similar to group number 1, you also have like this idea of like clear-mindedness here. On the back we have the going forward, so you will make the decision, yeah. And courage. Remember the strength in the back of the tarot deck? We have the courage again here. So you will find the courage to move forward. You will find the courage to move forward. You will find the courage to, you will find the simplicity. Things will feel simple when you finally make the choice, or maybe even before. Maybe you will finally gather your courage and the simplicity will come throughout the process, when where you feel simple, you will feel clear, you will know what to do. But so far it looks like next 2 weeks, you're making up your mind. You will be deliberating, oh my goodness, about something. And you're going to make the decision, yeah. That includes leaving something behind and making this new opportunity coming forward. You will feel very relieved. You will feel very clear-minded, and there's going to be progress going forward. So there's going to be a continuation. I feel like the situation that is coming forward for you is a very good one. This is a good choice, and you probably know it. It takes courage to leave something behind, because you still have emotional, not attachment, but like memories. We always have good situations that we can relate to from the past, and that sometimes keep us back from making the choice. Let's get you one more card. What else can we say about the situation? That was fast. Look at the bigger picture. This can talk about probably withdrawing from this emotional attachment to the memories, right? From these bright situations that happen, and kind of look at the bigger picture as in like your farther future, and how this actually benefits your situation right now, and how it can actually benefit you in the future, and whether that serves you right at all right now. Because yeah, we all have good memories from every situation, even the toxic ones. They always have good memories in it. But the important part here is look at the bigger picture and see how is this impacting your life in the farther future? Or how is it impacting your life even right now? If you withdraw from the emotional attachment, how does this look in your situation? On the back we have is time to take action. You will, no worries. And adjustments are required. So yes, the situation is asking for you to take action in order to change. And you will, as we saw before, you will take that action. That situation will change, don't worry. It looks so far very, very, very brave. We had 2 courage cards on the back of the deck, so it's very brave. You are very brave. I'm moving a little bit too fast maybe with this oracle cards, but I will, actually before I move to this one, to our main card here, Sagittarius. So this can talk about a few things. I'm getting information right now, so I'm not going to move to the next cards until I finish up with these. First, this might be a relevant sign to you. This is just an extra information for some of you. You might be a Sagittarius, or you might actually have placement of Sagittarius. Oh my goodness, it's really hard to pronounce it with this dental splint. But yeah, you might have this zodiac sign placement in your Venus. Sorry, that's off. In your moon, sun, or rising in the prominent charts. Mercury too, since we're talking a lot about like decision making, thinking here, career, possibly life choices. So yeah, a prominent chart impacting that area of your life might have Sagittarius. I feel like that refers to you, not to your people that you know around you. But that is a message for some of you, not for all of you. Also, completion of cycle, because we have the full moon, so a completion of one cycle and purification, kind of clearing out the situation, backing off and changing to something else, And also another extra message. Those messages, I feel like they're individual, so they might not resonate for all of you guys, all of those messages. So take whichever message resonates. So another message that I'm getting here is that, so Sagittarius season is, that's November, December, right? Yeah, that's November, December. So those months could be prominent when this change kind of gets applicable and more at its strongest, when you see the impact of this change that you're making. Or it could be that you're making that change, basically. Or the decision that you're making in the next 2 weeks impacts your November, December. You see the results in that time, because we have the full moon in Sagittarius. So it could be that you see finally the changes that you made throughout the next 2 weeks, perhaps, and so on, in November, December. Yeah, that's all the messages for this one. They're all very individual. I don't think they all resonate for all of you guys. I feel like they're for specific ones of you. So take it as it resonates. Now we're moving to our enchanted map, and let's see what else can we see about your situation. No! There was one, oops, there's a hair. There was one card that I was so drawn to, and I got distracted. Okay, let's shuffle in, it will appear. So, Sacred Pool, nice. On the back we have the Spark and the Education, interesting. Now this new direction, for some of you, might have to do with learning a new skill, starting education, or maybe just a new job or a new career or a new life path, which requires you to spend some time to self-develop and learn something extra, And Spark, something that you're really excited about. We have the number 7. I'm not sure if you follow all of my readings. At some readings I said that number 7 associates to me with the Wheel of Fortune. Lucky changes, sudden shifts, positive shifts. So yeah, some positive changes are happening, and you will be attracting this to your life by being brave, by making this decision to let go of things that don't serve you right. Keep up the beautiful memories, but move on to your better future, better self. The sacred pool talks about an area, basically in my readings, how this came up always, an area with a lot of prosperity plus, what's the word? Basically, there's an entire abundant pool of prosperity there. The sacred pool makes me think about this like huge field of opportunity, this like new area that can bless you with positive, nice abundance. There's a word I'm still trying to find, but like I'm just gonna sloppily explain it like this. And sacred pool makes me think about like area of your life that it's gonna bless in your life with abundance. So it's a kind something like very purifying and very positive, something that brings you healthy changes and prosperous changes. That's how I'm feeling this. Because we're talking about water, it makes me feel about life and essentially like your life path. So it could be something that has to do with a major decision could be involved here. That has to do with your life, sense of life direction here. Which is kind of similar a little bit to group number 1, because in group number 1, there was also a little bit of this life path sort of situation here. So you might have been slightly attracted in pile number 1. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. But yeah, that's about that. All right, I'm going to shuffle you one last card. I'm getting a little bit now kind of distracted and my attention shifts two ways. It means that the reading kind of is getting concluded, because it means the messages are getting less and my attention gets shifted. That's bad. But let's get you one more card and see what else can we see about your situation. Message in a bottle. Sweet. On the back we have, oh goodness, okay. This is a word that I have a hard time pronouncing. Serendipity, right? Let me know if I pronounce it correctly in the comment section below. If you notice my previous readings, it's a challenge to pronounce this word. I'm still trying. I don't know why it's so hard. And then go to the sea. So this makes me think about further progress, lucky progress. This makes me think about lucky shifts, changes, kind of associates me with the Wheel of Fortune, about like lucky progress. Go to the sea makes me think about actual progress. Sea is a very vast environment, very full of opportunity. And the sea, again, water, makes me think about this sacred pool, water, something essential to your life, something that's very impactful to your life. So a situation here that is quite impactful to your life as water it is. So that's how I'm getting this association here. Water, impactful. So yeah. So something essential to your life is asking you to have courage to make this decision next 2 weeks or within this next 2 weeks, to let go of something, move on to something that you have been thinking perhaps for a bit now, to start on. And it talks here that there's going to be positive progress. There's going to be more actually that you signed for here. There's going to be like a pool of abundance ongoing there. And this refers to the farther future, because we're looking at the sequence like this mainly. There's going to be, I think with this message in the bottle, there's going to be a lot of communication and kind of maybe even progress ongoing from communication with others. So on this decision that you're going to make, you're going to be receiving, it can be a lot of things. Like, for instance, I'm getting a scenario here. If you're a freelancer, you might be getting a lot of ongoing clients contacting you. So this kind of impacts the progress, but some sort of communication impacts the further progress, basically. So it could be that you just get contacts in your way and they're going to develop you and get you farther and farther in that, involved in the choice that you make. It could be also, some sort of communication. So communication is going to be an aspect that's going to influence the further progress. It could be communication with your clients. It could be communication through some sort of acquaintances there, but the progress is going to be coming through that communication. So kind of like this link of progress in the situation is that you're going to be making your mind about in the next 2 weeks, and probably it's going to kind of reflect majorly in November, December for some of you. This is going to for some of you could be that you're going to receive contacts from that place, new possibilities, new communication, but also plus extra messages that you're going to be receiving progress further in that choice of yours through this communication that comes through the situation. I know it's kind of very vague here, vague, anyways. But basically communication is very impactful for the further progress that you're going to get. I feel like if I had to describe how I'm feeling here, is that with communication, you get like new kind of milestone steps, and you see more perspective and new possibilities of a sort. Yeah, kind of like that. Okay. All right, so to wrap it up, and that's, that got a little bit long, but to wrap it up, feels like there is a new change happening. You're deliberating on it, possibly. You want to make this change, but there are some memories, perhaps some rosy, nice memories of the current situation or the past situation that makes you think whether you should let go of this current or old situation, because there's some sort of let go to move to your new situation. And this new situation will leave you feeling very clear-minded, will give you a lot of like a prospect for abundance and opportunity. There might be new communication happening, new contacts ongoing, which going to influence your progress and your success in ongoing with this choice. But it's a very positive choice for you. What I'm feeling here is that you need to get your courage and act on it, because for some of you, you might have been thinking about this for a while, for some time now. It might be just a small choice within your current situation. It could be something that is a major shift. Obviously, it could be that some ideas that you had, or some communication with people, and still kind of like an idea to shift and let go of something, to let something new in. Whatever the situation is, though, it's quite impactful. Whether it's small or big, it kind of is pretty impactful into your situation, and it kind of occupies a part of your daily thinking, basically. I feel like you're deliberating day and night, like yes, no, kind of like the situation here. But I see you making this choice. The choice will have long-term consequences, in a good sense. And there is positive inflows ongoing. And I think there's going to be progress. I see here happening progress in the farther future. This is a hint for what's happening next, after. And there's going to be communication involved here. And the progress most likely has to do with your communication. Maybe new contacts, maybe you're going to receive information clear, perhaps, or some sort of advances in your situation that this involves in through communication. If this involves feelings, that means you might get new platonic connections. That might mean that you get to meet that new great person through this new shift. But whatever this involves, it is impactful to your life situation. You probably know about it because I feel like you've been thinking about this. It can be something minor, it can be something big, but it is quite impactful. All right. What I want to say is that you're very brave. You can do this shift. Don't worry. We always have to let go of old things to move to new things. You're brave. You got this. But that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Let me know in the comment section below what resonated, what didn't, what blessings you feel like you want to claim. It's always nice to read those. Also, thank you so much so far for the support, and thank you so much for giving suggestions to make my videos better and better. I'm working on it, especially on my speech with this dental splint. But yeah, thanks for dropping by. I wish you a great day, and I'll be seeing you in my next readings. Bye! Hello, group number 3s. Welcome to your reading. So if you chose the card that is not shuffled yet, we're going to shuffle it now. But if you chose that card from the thumbnail or from the intro, welcome to your reading. This is the reading about what's going to be happening in your next 2 weeks from the moment actually that you clicked this video. It's a timeless reading, by the way. Although I did mention some dates in the previous piles. So, let me shuffle you the card that you chose and we'll get started. So, group number 3. No, there was this one. All right. Touch the sky with the number 5, technically, if you add 3 and 2. On the back, we have the lullaby, and then the to the moon and back. A lot of daydreaming, huh? I love the dreaming here. Interesting. You can also talk about inspiration. So, it makes me think that there is something that you've been daydreaming, perhaps. It could be that you're an artistic person, so this can refer to, intuition or inspiration. Something very intangible here. There's very intangible and very inspirational, kind of dreamy energy here. You might be an artistic person, as we said before, and you might be actually a very intuitive person. So I think you're both, actually. Whether you're in an artistic career or you want to pursue one, or even if you're not in an artistic career and you just do something very like business-like or very math-oriented, I do feel like you're in any case, you're a very creative thinker. This touch to the sky makes me think about a person who thinks the sky is the limit, basically. A very inspiring person too, but also somebody who gets inspired by things as well. Somebody who daydreams a lot, but in a positive direction, because you're able to kind of see further in the future how you want your future to be. You get inspired by things. You might even be inspired by people. You might actually like this, like, honest human interaction where you can talk about freely about your thoughts, and communication is like boundless. Like, you just talk about your dreams, and it feels like very dreamy energy here, basically. I'm not sure if I made it clear so far with all this dream in my vocabulary, but a very dreamy energy here, yeah. Now, what does this mean? I'm not quite sure, but it feels like a change here. A change, maybe like manifestation change. Let's see, what do we had in your back? Lullaby and to the moon and back. So like limitless thinking. I really like your thinking here. Because the moon and back, to the moon and back and touch the sky makes me feel the same kind of energy of, oops, did you hear that? That was my stomach just growled a little bit. Sorry, I hope you were not able to pick this up. But anyways, time for lunch soon. A very dreamy person, also a very free spirit, because we have the birds here. That those two cards literally make me think about the same thing. We have birds, we have like daydreaming here, we have like this this intuitive, inspirational vibe here, and a free spirit, kind of like the sky is the limit kind of sense here. Also, your creative time, your most like productive time might be the nighttime, because we have the lullaby here. It refers sometimes to your nighttime, so your nighttime might be the time when you feel the most creative, or the most inspiring, or the most strong in terms of psychic abilities. All of those things imply, because I feel like there's this inspirational energy here, this creative, and or depends how you resonate so far, this very the sky is the limit kind of type of thinking here, which is quite nice. That's a nice energy here. Okay, let's see your tarot cards and see what else can we see about your, actually what we actually can see about your next 2 weeks, because so far I just described your kind of personality and way of thinking. But okay, so we have the Star in reverse. Okay, then we have High Priestess in reverse, and then we have the Four of Swords in upright. Okay, I see. So there's a lot of daydreaming again ongoing. On the back we have the 10 of Cups, and then on the front we have the 6 of Swords. Now the 6 of Swords can talk about a lot of things. Sometimes can talk about like getting drifting in thoughts too much, because Swords energy talks about thoughts. It can talk about, honestly, this came up, so varies in a lot of readings, but sometimes in my readings it can talk about like getting drifted too far in your thoughts. So there's a lot of daydreaming ongoing here. but what I can see here from the Star in reverse, the High Priestess in reverse, and the Four of Swords. So for what I'm seeing here, it feels again this daydreaming kind of energy, because the Star in upright means hope, like sometimes it can mean some progress, but hopefulness, basically healing. In the reverse, it makes me think more about like getting more secluded in yourself, more in like getting into your own world and your own thoughts mainly more, because next to the it's kind of interesting though, because both of them associate to me with intuition. Both of them associate to me with intuition in upright position, with daydreaming, with intuition, with hope. This is intuition, this is more about hope, daydreaming. And in reverse, it makes me think that you kind of refrain more to your inner self, because we have the Four of Swords, we can talk about resting. So I feel like in the next 2 weeks, you're going to be kind of withdrawn more from the social circle, perhaps from your outside world. It feels like you're going to be craving this peacefulness and kind of like gathering your thoughts together. Kind of replenishing your energy, maybe daydreaming a little bit, maybe getting a little bit of inner healing ongoing, because this talks about, to me, in this sequence, about inner healing. This talks about like halting some progress, like mentally just giving yourself a break of a sort, inner healing. This makes me think about mainly just in upright position, makes me think about more like when it comes to hope, mainly acting on it of a sort. In reverse makes me think about more like secluding yourself, kind of like taking time to yourself. Same with the intuition here. Intuitive card can also, High Priestess can talk about intuition, about the self-balance of a sort. And this has a very inner healing energy here. So it makes me think that in the next 2 weeks, you're going to be refraining from your maybe a very hectic lifestyle. Maybe like you were just very exhausted. Maybe you feel like on the edge of burnout. Whatever the situation is, it feels like you're taking this next 2 weeks to kind of refrain, kind of get more into your own world of a sort, in a positive direction for inner healing. I feel like you need just to get this inner healing more. Maybe to find your intuition. Kind of maybe you feel like you need some sort of like self inner progress to be done, like some sort of inner work to be done. Maybe you feel like you strained away from your intuition a little bit. Maybe you cannot make a decision that straightly yet, or maybe you just feel very tired and you need just your time off. Whichever the situation is, I do feel like the main point here is that the next 2 weeks, you're gonna be needing and taking a step back to kind of do self-healing. It is a very strong energy here of like self-healing, like daydreaming in terms of like resting, kind of getting this freedom, like remember the free spirit of a sort. Rejuvenation, basically. I feel like this energy of rejuvenation here, taking a break, withdrawing from a situation and doing some inner healing. Maybe you just went through some toxic relationships right now. Maybe you went from something emotionally hard, whether that's your life circumstances, maybe some inner outer stress that happened in your life. Maybe it could be your relationships, it could be your work, whatever that is. It feels like you want just to focus a little bit on yourself. Focus on your maybe psychic abilities. Maybe you want to develop your psychic abilities. Maybe you want to develop your intuition more. Maybe you want to self-heal to feel more complete and at peace, energy-wisely, spiritually wisely, mentally. So this is what I see happening in the next 2 weeks. You taking care of yourself and your mental state kind of healing up, getting better. Your spirituality maybe even increasing with this, because I do feel like with this like self-progress, daydreaming, kind of maybe manifestation kind of focus here. There's going to be also your intuition is going to get improved by that. Your spiritual side of you might actually get also, like as we heal emotionally, this is a natural progression. Our intuition and generally our spiritual kind of being gets better because we emotionally are healed and we're able to receive messages much easier in terms of your intuition and kind of see life direction better. And we generally feel complete and at rest and at peace. You will understand this feeling in 2 weeks from now, if you can relate so far. But yeah, this is what I see for you happening. Let's see what else can we see about the situation. So far we see inner healing, maybe some intuition, simplicity. Okay, inner healing, simplicity. On the back we have going forward and release. So yes, definitely some sort of retrieval. Is that the word? Retrieve. Withdrawal from something. Releasing situation. Maybe like, as I said before, there were some negative situations, just some stress maybe even that impacted your life negatively. I see you releasing that, and in order to move forward, just focusing on yourself to receive this clear-mindedness, this simplicity, this healing. There's a lot of inner healing here ongoing. Yeah, there's no new messages. The simplicity basically talks about your state of mind, that you're just going to be having the simplicity in your, this feeling of lightness as this feather. You're going to feel like this feather here. Light, clear, inspired too, because inspiration comes through. Like you'll feel very spiritually, mentally healed, which from that, you might feel like your intuition gets stronger actually. Maybe your focus gets clearer to what to do next. That's always a good thing to take a step back and to heal yourself. There's a lot of clarity that comes after. So let's take a card from here. See what else can we see about your progress. Okay, more about self-reflection, meditate and contemplate. Okay, fine. On the back we have a personal issue, which is resolution. So it could be that the situation that you withdraw from, it could be a personal situation, a personal issue. On the back we have what you need to release. Again, about releasing. Okay, fine. Spirit. We have again about releasing. So yeah, wow. Actually, all of the piles have a very strong message of releasing, so you might have a hard time choosing a pile. But this specific group, you guys are more focused on self-inner healing from something that kind of shook you up before. So, a new beginning, a new emotional beginning here happens for you. And because Pisces associate to me with like balance, this very peaceful feeling. I always associate like peacefulness with Pisces. So like inner healing with Pisces energy. And we have the new moon. So there's like new beginnings in terms of your healing, your inner self, your self-healing progress. I keep repeating myself like a broken record with different words, but just bear with me. But yeah, meditate and contemplate. Perhaps you're going to be meditating, perhaps you're going to choose all the practices to give a sense of simplicity and freedom to your mindset, kind of like release all this negativity and kind of focus on inner health. It could be meditation, it could be maybe just taking time off from withdrawing from contacts, perhaps withdrawing from too much, maybe digital detox. Maybe you will do some digital detox in the process. But yeah, some sort of like withdrawal from something and spiritual, inner, mental healing ongoing here. I see you're going to be so healed. You're going to be feeling so simple. So light, I guess that's the word I'm looking for. So light. So there's this energy here of like feeling rejuvenated, wholesome, and very peaceful, actually. Yeah. Nice. That's a very nice energy. Okay, let's get you one more card. See what else can we see about this progress in the next 2 weeks. Just this one right away. Home. So yeah, potentially you might spend a lot of time at home. Maybe you will, if you can, you might start doing your work from home. Or you just will spend more time home than before. Maybe you will be just spending less time with the outside world. We have the into the unknown. Maybe you're going to do some self-exploration, as I said before, into maybe some practices. Maybe you'll start yoga, meditation, some sort of inner healing, new practices. Maybe you're going to try something new in terms of your spiritual gifts. Maybe you will start tarot reading if you haven't done so far. Maybe you will start doing some sort of healing practices that you haven't tried before in terms of spirituality. So this could indicate that. On the back, we have the deep freeze. So deep freeze, once again, it, as you can see, it kind of has a similar messages to the Four of Swords, which is about like stability, like a situation halting, like just giving a break to yourself, like stopping for a second. So I feel that in this deep freeze that you're going to allow yourself to get into, you're going to explore maybe about yourself. You might learn a few things about yourself. You might maybe explore a little bit more about your intuition, your intuitive gifts, your spiritual gifts. And you'll spend, we'll have the home here, makes sense, I guess. At home, you'll feel at most peace, and you're going to spend probably a lot of time at home working on your inner peace and mental clarity. Mental clarity is a big thing, this 3 piles. So that is, I feel like a lot of you guys could be attracted to a lot of piles, because the difference is there, but there's a slight interlink between the piles, which is quite interesting. Yeah, home is pretty straightforward. So a lot of nice moments, rejuvenation moments at home. I just noticed the card. I was looking at the card here. We have the clock. It makes me think like about, again, the freezing. Kind of like, let time wait. I'm going to spend time on myself. And here, welcome life. Welcome life. Maybe you'll get even more insights as I'm getting like so relaxed with this group. I'm getting like this very peaceful feeling that I just want to like even slow down with my speech and just talk slower. Yay, I finally talk slower. Yay. Which is always a problem because I speak too fast. Okay, let me get you one more card. This one. Flexibility. Maybe you actually will start some yoga classes, who knows? On the back we have breathe, meditation, and a change in the wind. Now the change in the wind, now since we got this as the last message, it could be that either way you're changing your source circle, because we have number 3 here, or you change in general after you're done with this progress, like inner reflection, healing, you might start making decisions and change and shape your life on the outer world as well. So this can refer to that you will start making choices once you kind of self-explore, maybe you explore new things. We had this into the unknown on the back of the deck. But maybe that refers to the fact that you're going to, after you've done the self-healing, you will reflect and make some choices to move towards your better future and better present. And that will include making changes into your outer world, your social circle, your physical, material world, basically. Or this could also refer, and I think it refers to both, but you can claim as it resonates, the messages that resonate. It can refer to changes within yourself. So you might discover new sides to yourself that you didn't know, maybe new thoughts, maybe new inspirations, maybe new sense of direction, simplicity, but there will be definitely self-progress inside. So definitely the changes within yourself, it's for the majority of you. For the others of you, could be that you also apply those changes into your outer world, into your material world, to make those changes around your physical environment as well as you reflect on your inner world. The flexible here and the breeze makes me think about this meditation and this yoga reference that I had at some point here. So maybe you do take practices like yoga, maybe you explore a little bit of meditation, new types of meditations, but I see you somehow practicing some sort of healthy habits, some healthy, peaceful inner changing habits that kind of like benefit your inner well-being, inner healing. It's kind of like the world can wait. I'm going to take care of myself. I need to just take a breather. And yeah, a lot of time at home, new beginnings in terms of your inner state. And also I think there's going to be some impactful changes. You might decide to change your social circle, or at the very least, like relook at your contacts. Others of you might decide to change your physical environment. Others of you, most of you, actually this is a majority, will have inner changes by the end of those next 2 weeks. Inner changes are going to impact you for the future, obviously. But inner changes, you will feel different. You will feel rejuvenated. The energy here is very light, very simple in a good way. And I do feel like you're going to find your intuition to be stronger by the end of the next 2 weeks. And your spiritual gifts, you might discover some things that you had no idea before of. There might be new practices that you might actually start. Maybe even start like doing some creative hobbies, like maybe paintings. For some of you could be the case, because the inspiration here that I was feeling, like the inspiration, daydreaming, kind of like this, intangible kind of energy there, makes me feel also about creative vibes. So some of you might actually take as a healing process something creative, like maybe some art, expressing your frustration and feelings, just getting it through art and self-healing like this, or other practices. But whatever you choose, it feels like it's gonna serve you right in so many ways. It's gonna make you feel so wholesome and so complete and so relaxed, so rejuvenated. It's just such a nice energy that I'm feeling here. I would hope you could feel that, but maybe you do, maybe you don't. But yeah, that's really nice. All right, but that was it for today. And now it's a really abrupt ending, but that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Let me know in the comment section below if it resonated, which messages and blessings you claimed. Also feel free to check other videos. Perhaps you find something that catches your eye, that are helpful to your situation, perhaps a reflection of today's reading. I'll be making videos, usually making them like once a week if you're a new person. But yeah, until then, have a wonderful day. I'll be seeing you in my next readings. Bye!